They watched you walk away and still didn't chase you. You begged the universe for a sign, but all you got was silence. And now you're stuck in the maybe. Maybe they'll come back. Maybe they'll realize. Maybe they miss me. But what if the truth is this? If they really missed you, they would have already found you. Let's talk about the emotional prison called waiting, twice, and how it's slowly breaking your spirit without you even realizing it. They haven't texted. They haven't called. They watch your stories, but never reach out. And still, you sit there scrolling through old messages, reading every sentence, trying to decode the last thing they said as if there's a secret meaning in the silence. You keep asking yourself, do they miss me? Do they even think about me? Will they come back? Somewhere deep down, you're still hoping they will. You know what's worse than heartbreak? Unfinished heartbreak. It's the kind where they don't slam the door. They just quietly disappear. No closure, no goodbye, just absence. And that absence becomes a wound you keep revisiting. Not because you enjoy the pain, but because part of you still believes maybe this is temporary. But here's the thing no one tells you. If someone truly misses you, they will find you. They won't leave you confused. They won't stay silent. They won't treat you like an afterthought while you're treating them like a forever. Because when people care, they don't leave room for doubt. They don't watch your life from afar. They show up. They knock. They ask if they can come back in. But they didn't, did they? What if they come back tomorrow? What if they're just scared? What if they're waiting for me to reach out? Build entire conversations in your mind. You create fake scenarios. You imagine bumping into them, seeing that look in their eyes that says, I was wrong. I missed you. But that look hasn't come. And deep down, you're not waiting for a person. You're waiting for the version of them you created in your mind. The one who realizes your worth. The one who comes back, changed. The one who gives. You, the apology, the closure, the happy ending. But let me ask you this. How long will you put your life on pause for a possibility? Because while you're checking your phone, they're out there living. While you're analyzing their silence, they're not even thinking about your questions. While you're stuck in maybe, they've already moved into next. That hurts. I know. Because you're not just letting go of a person. You're letting go of the hope that they'll return. You weren't made to beg for love. You weren't made to audition for affection, okay? You weren't made to wait at emotional doorsteps hoping someone might open up again. The truth is, when you keep waiting for someone who's not coming back, you stop showing up for yourself. You silence your own needs. You pause. You're healing. You stay stuck in a loop that only goes backward, never forward. And maybe you tell yourself, I'm not really waiting. I'm just giving them time. But time for what? To remember your worth? To realize they lost someone rare? You know who remembers your worth? People who never made you doubt it in the first place. Let's get one thing straight. Letting go doesn't make you cold. It doesn't make you heartless. It doesn't erase the memories or the moments that meant something real. But holding on to something that isn't holding you back, that's what breaks you. You can love someone deeply and still accept they're not meant to be in your future. You can miss someone and still move on without waiting. You can forgive them in your heart, still never open the door again, because love without effort is just a beautiful illusion. An effort without consistency is manipulation, a deserve. More than that, instead of, do they miss me? Ask yourself, why am I still waiting for someone who's not showing up for me? Instead of, will they come back? Ask, what parts of me are still hoping someone else will complete me? Because waiting is never about them. It's about us, our wounds, our hopes, our fears of starting over. But healing starts when we stop checking the door and start building our own. When we stop waiting for love to return and start returning to ourselves. You've spent nights staring at your screen, waiting for the typing dots to appear, waiting for their name to pop up, waiting for a sign that says, I still care, I still want you, I still remember. But what if that message never comes? What if your healing depends on you accepting the silence for what it really is? Not an invitation, but a closure you didn't choose, but desperately needed. And here's something most people won't tell you. The people who leave without a word usually come back without an apology. And when they do come back, it's not always because they miss you. Sometimes it's because they miss your energy, your comfort, your loyalty. But not everyone who comes back deserves to stay. Some people only return when they sense you've finally moved on. That's not love. That's possession. It's ego. That's someone wanting to keep you as an option, not a priority. You don't need to slam the door. You don't need to block them with anger. You don't even need a dramatic goodbye. You just need to slowly and silently reclaim your energy. Detach from the fantasy. Detach from the outcome. Detach from needing them to get it. Because peace doesn't come when they finally understand your worth. Peace comes when you no longer need them to. When you can sit with your memories without aching, okay? When you can walk past their name without checking your pulse, you can. Hear your own thoughts louder than the what-ifs. That's power. That's healing. It's freedom. Here's the truth. Waiting is a pattern, a habit, a survival mechanism. You wait because you're afraid that letting go means giving up on love. But no, letting go means you're no longer giving up on yourself. Because here's what emotional waiting really does. You water a garden that no longer exists. You build a home in someone else's silence. You tie your worth to someone else's decision to return. And the longer you wait, the more disconnected you feel from yourself. Let me ask you this gently. How many moments have you missed while waiting for one moment to happen? How many days blurred together? How much life passed you by while you stared at a screen? Your life is not a loading screen waiting for someone else to press resume. You hold the power. Now, start living, even if they never come back. Feel everything. Cry, journal, grieve the version of love you wanted but didn't get. It's not weakness. That's clarity. Delete the hope, not the memories. You can't remember the good times without romanticizing the whole thing. Put your phone down and pick your life back up. Every second you spend refreshing is a second taken away from your healing. Reconnect with people who do show up. Real love never leaves you wondering. Build from there. Stop asking why they left and start asking what stayed behind. In me. That's the real gold. The strength, the self-worth, the lesson. Because you'll realize you didn't need them to come back. You needed you to come back. You don't have to hate them. You don't have to burn everything to the ground. You just have to walk away without waiting. Because some goodbyes don't come with closure. Some goodbyes come in the form of acceptance. Not because they deserve forgiveness, but because you deserve peace. And peace doesn't scream. Peace whispers. It whispers, you've done enough. You don't need to beg. You're allowed to want more. It's time to come home to yourself now. If you missed me, you would have said it. You cared, you wouldn't have gone quiet. And if I ever meant something real, you would have shown up like it, a kega. But you didn't, so I won't anymore either. I'm done waiting for someone who couldn't even bother to knock. They'll say you changed. They'll say you became distant. But they'll never admit they pushed you into silence with their absence. And one day, maybe not today, maybe not next month, they'll remember you. They'll fill that void where your presence used to live. They'll miss the way you loved them, the way you listened, the way you stayed. But by then, you'll be too far gone to answer the door they never had the courage to knock on. Because if they really missed you, they would have found you. And now, you finally found yourself. If this message found you at the right time, then maybe it's time you stop waiting for someone else to choose you. Start choosing yourself. Because your peace is too expensive to bargain with. Your worth is too deep to beg for. And your healing It's already on the way. The moment you stop looking back. If this spoke to your soul, don't leave without subscribing. I create content that reminds you of your strength, even on your quietest days. So hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the bell, because you deserve to keep rising. And remember, if they miss you, they'll find you. But you don't have to stay lost while they figure it out. The end.